looking back at what happened with Murrieta and this border convoy, best way to sum it up is a whole bunch of people screaming and fighting over who is going to run the train wreck. And this border convoy thing was an absolute bloody train wreck by design. It was designed that way. It was designed to be train wrecked. You were designed to be co-opted. Your original concept of stopping buses was so powerful that it drew the likes of probably one of the most disgusting co-opters in the Tea Party and conservative movement, in my opinion. And his name is Eric Odom. You were so powerful that you attracted him because his job is to come in and destroy everything that you could ever want to build on a powerful footing. And you're not the first group of people that he's done this to. You're not the first group of people that he set up websites to skim cash on donations off of your backs. Was my life in danger? Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't what the show is about. You can decide for yourself if my life was in danger. I'm not Alex Jones that says, my life isn't, as Kenny says, my life is in danger for me to bring you this information. Blah, 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 blah. You know, screw that. This isn't about me. This is about my mistakes. But I find it remarkable. It's amazing how every location, every stop, we were being tailed. We were surrounded by feds and law enforcement. Something always happened at every single stop. You saw the interaction I had with law enforcement. They knew where we were, except for the people that were supposed to join us. People were asking, how do we join up with you? Where are you? Oh, I don't know. The Murrieta people, the border convoy, say it needs to be a secret. And because they were all convinced by Eric Odom and his minions. He had his frontline minions that had everyone convinced that we had to keep everything confidential. And that, oh, by the way, we can't associate with the militia. But then again, the militia was right with us. Thank God. Thank God they were with us. And thank God they carried guns lawfully and constitutionally. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even freaking be here. Thank God I hung out with the right people, called the militia, the citizens militia. And he had his excuses too with his drunken, whatever it was that he was doing. I don't know how much this guy was drinking, but he was a functioning alcoholic. He was drunk half the time. And at some of the most critical times, such as when we evacuated the hotel at Van Horn. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what this guy that Susanna Cole said, he lacked any character, any courage. He was the enemy, and he was a bastard in the beginning. That when it mattered most, and we had to evacuate the hotel, and we had women in there, and we had innocent people that could have been harmed. Forget about who may or may not have surrounded the hotel. We were in a dangerous situation that the militia had deemed to be that we were in a hot zone and we had to go. And at a moment, a critical moment, he said, look, I'm drunk right now. This is just too much for me to handle. I'm out of here. You guys are on your own. And he left. And he went back to a hotel room and had us blocked in. We actually had to move vehicles around so we could get the RV out, so that we could get people out safely. This is a guy that left women out on the road without any money whatsoever. This guy's collecting almost $60,000 through grassfire.com. Got his money back for the upfront $10,000 that he put up. And when somebody had to get a ride home, a woman who spent money in gas and hotel rooms, and she asked him for some money, and he said he was broke, that she couldn't help him out, and left these women fending for themselves on the way back. Everything was a secret. There were secret Facebook groups. There were secret itineraries. There were secret agendas. But you know what wasn't a secret? The feds knew where we were always. And the militia was demonized. That was not a secret. That was out in the open. This is the guy that convinced me that John, who was in charge of his security detail, should not be part of the convoy. And I agreed with it. We didn't want it to be a gun-toting thing. That's not what the convoy was about. But you know what? That's another thing, is that, my apologies, I should have made it even more of a gun thing, especially if I knew that somebody like himself was going to be hijacking this thing and leaving us stranded without any people. If I had known that he was going to sabotage the event and keep everything a secret and nobody knew where we were, and we were getting busted up by La Raza, and, as he put it in his, he said the cartel doesn't do that. They don't surround hotels. They come in and cut your throat first, and then you find out it was the cartel afterwards. They've got their signature methods. But if I knew that this guy was going to sabotage things to the point to where he did, I probably would have called the militia reinforcements sooner, because we even had people infiltrating us on that side. But I was under a psyop, and I was going along with the detachment of, the separation between the militia and the border convoy, because that didn't serve his political aspirations very well to be associated with the militia. When in fact, guess what? Midway through, when we called the militia to help provide protection, they were the true patriots of the day. They were the saviors of the day. They're the ones that remain composed. When Eric Odom threw his hands in the air and said, "You guys are on your own,"